Hi, class of 2023. I hope you are doing well and staying safe. I'm sending this video to you today to talk about the scheduling process for your classes for 10th grade. We unfortunately didn't have an opportunity to get into classes and hand out the information about scheduling for next year because of the snow days and then now the coronavirus. So in this email, you have the instructions for how to input your course requests into Skyward. We're going to ask that you do that by this Friday. And then we also have given you a course request sheet that you can print out and use to choose the 6 hours worth of classes that you want to have at St. Clair High School next year. You don't need to turn this form in. You just use this as you are choosing your 6 hours worth of classes and you input them into Skyward. And again, those directions on how to do that are in this email. You also have an application for the LINK program if you choose to be a LINK next year as a part of your 6 hours worth of classes. You need to complete that application, and you need to either take a picture of it and email it to Mrs. Oplitz or your counselor, or scan it and email it. Somehow we need to get that application. And then, let's see. So you have the links application, you have this form, and you also have a link to a Google form that we're going to have you complete, letting us know what your 2 alternate classes would be if you couldn't get one of your first choice classes for next year. Unfortunately, Skyward won't let you enter alternates, and so we're going to have you fill out a Google form and send that to us so that we can figure out what classes you would want if we could not get you one of your first choice electives, basically. So before we get started with this, let's talk about the graduation requirements. Just as a reminder, you have to have 4 years or 4 years of English every year. Well, English every year, so 4 years of English. So all of you will be taking English next year. English 10 is generally the class that we recommend for you. However, there are 2 advanced placement classes available. We recommend those really on generally, we don't recommend those for 10th graders. If you are a very, very strong English student, all A's, and you're just bored with regular English, then that might be something that you would consider. But again, for the vast number of students, English 10 is going to be the best choice. When it comes to math, you need 4 credits or 4 years of math as well. You need to have a year of algebra, a year of geometry, a year of Algebra 2 or Advanced Algebra and Trig, and then a 4th year of math. So depending on what math class you were in this year would determine which math class you would go into next year. So if you are currently an algebra student, you'd go into geometry. If you're currently a geometry student, you would go to Advanced Algebra and Trig or Algebra 2. Advanced Algebra and Trig is our more advanced class. It goes at a faster pace. Algebra 2 is a slower paced class, probably better for students who maybe struggle with math a little bit and are in geometry. And so those would be the options there. If you have any questions about any of these classes, if you go to the St. Clair High School Guidance Office webpage, or if you look at the bottom of this page right here, you'll find course requests, a course bulletin or description guide that has descriptions of all the classes we offer at St. Clair High School, and you'll get better descriptions of the classes, probably better than what I'm giving to you now. So in the next category, we have science. You are required to have 3 years or 3 credits of science. You will have the option of chemistry, and that's a class for students who are in biology right now, and we're doing, before the coronavirus, we're doing well in biology. I would say B work. Physics is probably the least challenging class of this group, and it's really recommended for students who are currently in biology and we're struggling. Low C's, D's, that would be that physics class would be best for you. We have advanced physics for students who are looking to do physics maybe in place of the chemistry. And then we have AP Bio and AP Physics. Again, if you're interested in an AP class and you want to know more about that, you can definitely go to our course description guide at our website. So the state, back to the graduation requirements, the state of Michigan requires 3 years of science. You must have a year of biology and then a year of chemistry or physics, and then a third year of science that you'll do in your junior year. The next category that is required, social studies. The state of Michigan requires 3 years of social studies, so you need a year of U.S. history or AP U.S. history, a year of world history, and then a half a year of government and a half a year of economics. So if you're currently in world history this year, you have the option of doing AP U.S. history next year or regular U.S. history. If you're currently in U.S. history this year, you should move on to world history. So we've got English, math, science, social studies. You do need at least 1 year of a foreign language. The only foreign language that we'll be offering next year is Spanish. So if you are currently in French, and if you are feeling good about the online French experience, you could continue on with that next year. You would want to contact your counselor about how to do that, and I'll give you the contact information at the end. If you have not taken a foreign language yet, you would want to sign up for Spanish 1. And then you need a half a year of health and a half a year of phys ed. Hopefully you got that out of the way in 9th grade. If not, you do need to consider fitting those in. Just as a reminder, you can waive the PE portion, only the PE portion, if you participate in band for 3 years, or if you participate in a St. Clair High School sport for 3 seasons. So everyone does need to take health. So it's important that you try to figure out how to fit that in. In 10th grade is usually a good year to do that if you weren't able to fit that in 9th grade. And then the rest, well, the next category, we have fine arts. You do need a credit of a visual, performing, or applied art credit. So that could be any of the fine arts classes that we offer, but also any business classes fit into that category. Tech classes, like our STEM program, or tech classes that you might take through the Tech Center in 11th and 12th grade. Yearbook fulfills that category. Computers fulfills the visual, performing, and applied arts credit. So any combination of any of those classes, totaling 1 full credit, would fulfill the visual, performing, and applied art credit that you need 1 credit of. If you are going to take only 1 year of foreign language, then you do need to have 2 visual, performing, and applied art credits. So hopefully I have adequately explained the graduation requirements to you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. If your last name begins with A through K, you can contact me at lhiggins@ecsd.us. If you are on the other end of the alphabet, you can contact Mr. Short at pshort@ecsd.us, and we'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you. If you're interested in Yearbook, that's definitely a program that you would need to get an application for as well. So you could contact your counselor. We could send you one of those applications. You have attached to this email the link application. I'll just remind you of what the LINKS program is. It's where you are matched up with a special education student at St. Clair High School. You attend a class with them and sit with them to support them, whether it's academically or socially. You are a buddy to them, a friend for that hour, and help them in any way you can. There are some online assignments that are required through that class as well. About 25 to 30 minutes a week of online assignments that you would be doing that would be focused on how to better help students with disabilities or understanding students with disabilities. So it's a great program. We hope you consider that, and then you would choose that as one of your 6 classes for next year if that's for you. So I think I have covered everything. Again, reach out to your counselor if you feel like you have some questions, and make sure that by this Friday you have put in the 6 hours worth of classes that you want to take for next year. Put them into Skyward using the directions that we've included in this email. And I hope you're all doing well. Stay safe, and hopefully we will all see each other very soon. Take care.